Hi. I'm so sorry I forgot to to record the workshop earlier, but here is my personal record for our workshop earlier, just to give you quick um, video about it, also, and also what we talked about earlier. Um, so for today, I'll be discussing difference between design file and Figma Jam, how to create a file, how to rename file, how to move files, create pages, different frames, how to create sections, shapes, pen and pencil, text, and different font settings, fill, stroke, effects, alignments, radius, resources, community, comments, and how to name the layers. So do not worry. What we discussed earlier is what I am discussing, what I will be discussing today, in this video. So first is what is the difference between design file and Figma Jam. So you can go ahead and click this homepage. So um, we have this design file on Figma Jam board. So we can go ahead and click this design file, right? And this design file is mostly using for UI design and UX design. So UI design, for example, with the colors and stuff. While the UX design is if you know wireframes, which we will be discussing for week, if I'm correct, wait, if I'm correct, wait a moment. Yep, low fidelity will be week 5, while for the UI we will be discussing in week 6. So yeah, so again, design file is mostly for UI and UX design, while Figma Jamboard is for using um, mostly using for UX research. So for example, for UX research, we have different templates. For example, so this is the one that you are currently um, sorry currently familiar with, which is your current activity, which is user persona. So the difference between this user persona that you guys are currently doing is this UI design already, which you already research from the user research that you conducted, right? The, while here, well, this part is UX research. As you can see, this is um, so simple, and also we don't have any UI, right? This is just mostly for UX research. So you're conducting a research, and this is mostly about the user that you are having brainstorming with your classmates or with your team. So for example, you had you are currently collaborating with your classmates or your team, and you're discussing what are your interests with the user. You can go ahead and click this sticky board and go ahead and, for example, the user interest is um, footballing, right? And what are the influences? So again, this is mostly for UX research. Unlike this one, it's mostly for UI. This is for UI. You already conducted your research. You don't have to brainstorm anything. So for Figma Jamboard, this um, there um, there this is mostly just simple, and we only have sticky notes. Only have markers. We only have select tool. We only have shapes and connector. So you are mostly using this for UX research. To show you, for week for week 3 and week 4, we are mostly using Figma Jamboard, and I already gave um, samples. What are we going to use for that? So we already have a template for you to how to use it. So don't worry about it. But if you want to experiment this as well, you can go ahead and check the templates. What are the available templates, and you can go ahead and experiment it. So again, we only have basic in here. We have sticky notes, we have shapes, we have marker and select tool and hand tool. So that's it for Figma Jamboard. So next will be how to create a file. So this is important for you to create your design in the Figma. So to go ahead and create the file, what I did earlier, right? What I did earlier is I clicked the design file in Figma Jamboard. Another thing that you can create is you can go ahead and click this plus sign and click this new design file or new Figma Jamboard. You can go ahead and click this. Or again, you can go ahead and click this plus sign for Figma design file and Figma Jamboard. Next will be how to rename the file. As you can see, we have the untitled in here as well as untitled in the Figma Jamboard. You can go ahead and click the untitled, or in the drop down, you can go ahead and rename this. Click the rename and you can rename this. Next will be how to move the files. This is so important for your activities, since if it is in drafts, I can't view your work. So in order for me to view your work, you have to move this file or this design Figma Jamboard into your own theme. So for example, to do that, you can go ahead and click this drop down, click move. If you don't have any group for now, just click create new theme and go ahead and create your theme. For example, random theme. Click enter or return, and here's your random theme already. And don't forget, it should be not in drafts, it should be in theme project. You can go ahead and click the theme project and click move. And now we have theme project already. So again, this is so important. If it is in drafts, I can't do your work. So it should be in theme project. Same with Figma Jamboard. You can go ahead and click move and click one of the theme that you created or create a theme. Next will be create pages. Create pages. To create the pages, as you can see in here, we have layers, assets, and pages. Go ahead and click pages, the page, and click this plus sign to create a page. You can also rename the pages by clicking this page in here. Double click that and you can rename that. For example, page 1, again, page random, blah blah. So yeah, that's it. That's how you rename your pages and create the pages. Next will be how to create frames. So for you to create a frame, you can go ahead and in this section, you can go ahead and click the drop down and click frame. So we have a lot of resources already in here, options, resources. So for the phone, we already have the iPhone 14 to Android. For example, I can click iPhone 14. So this is the design for iPhone 14 already. This is the size. You don't have to research in the web. Like for example, what is the size of iPhone 14? You don't have to do this, since we already have that in the Figma, in the frames. Aside from phone, we also have the tablets, the desktop, the presentation, the watch, etc., etc. So you don't have to research already. We already have that in frames in the Figma. Also, we have sections. For the sections, this is mostly for creating a section. For example, this is version 1. And this is your design, right? This is, for example, this is your design. This is what you did. And I want to create a version 2. This is mostly for separating your designs for sections. Next will be, we have shapes. So we have rectangle, we have circle, we have line. So as you can see, we have difference in here, right? So this is mostly using for shapes. We also have place image and video. You can go ahead and add your images in here as well. So yeah, that's it. Next will be, sorry, just to share with you, for the lines, so you see here line, we have different options here as well, which we will be discussing in the stroke in part 12. So next will be for the, after shapes will be pen and pencil. So for the pen and pencil in here in this part, so we have the pen. For the pen, this is mostly for creating a vector. If you're using Adobe Illustrator, this is mostly for creating vectors, and you can also customize them. You can also have pen tool in here. So again, this is mostly this is mostly for vector, while while the pencil is for um, UI, sorry, not UI, but UX wireframe, which is the low fidelity wireframe. So you will know that in the week, wait, if I'm correct, it's week 5. So you will be using this pen for week 5. Next will be text. So for text, um, here in text, so you can go ahead and create a text, for example, test, and let's go ahead and change the font size into 50. So we have font face in here. You can go ahead and click one of the font faces. You can you can change the font weight into thin, light, regular, medium, bold, etc., etc. You can also change the line height, the paragraph spacing, auto height, the alignments. We also have the underline, strike through. You can also do uppercase, lowercase. So you can go ahead and test this. Next will be the fill. So for fill, we can go ahead and change the fills in here, right? Um, for, like for example, for the shape, I can change the fill into sorry, for the fill, we have different fill. For this example, we have the solid color for this part. This is this fill, and we also have gradient. You can change the gradient to radial, angular, and diamond. We also have images. We can go ahead and change this into image instead, or we can change this to video. So yeah, you can also change the color, the fill for your text or your lines or your stroke. Next will be the stroke, which we discuss earlier for the line. So for the stroke, we can go ahead and change the stroke into 10 or 5, and you can change this to the endpoints to line arrow, triangle arrow, round, diamond arrows, round. You can also change this to solid or dash. Also, if you want to hide the stroke, you can go ahead and click this eye icon, or you want to remove this, you can go ahead and click this minus sign. Same with shapes. You can go ahead and click a stroke if you want to, or you want to remove this, you can go ahead and minus it. Also, for the stroke, we can also customize them into having a stroke on top or the right, or you can go ahead and custom them whatever to your liking. Like for example, I want a stroke on top and in the bottom. So that's it for stroke. Next will be effects. So for effects, this is one of the important things. So we have effects in here. You can go ahead and click effects in here, and we have different samples in here. We have inner shadow, we have drop shadow, we have layer blur. As you can see, they're already blurred. And we also have background blur. For inner shadow, this is mostly for inner shadow, the inner shadow of your design. While for the drop shadow, which is the shadow behind. Next will be alignments. Sorry, wait a moment. So for alignments, we can go ahead and, for example, I want this to be aligned, these two shapes. So we can go ahead and click both of them, and in this part, you can go ahead and click align left. We have a lot of options in here, like we can align them to the center, align them to the top, align them to the vertical center, bottom. We also have a lot of options here like distribute vertical spacing or distribute horizontal spacing. And also to check how to do the horizontal spacing, just to show you, to align them again, I want this to be horizontal center or align left. And to know this is there are vertical spacing, we can go ahead and distribute vertical spacing. So how to check if there are really distribute evenly. So for you to check, on your keyboard, I'm currently using Mac, so I'm not sure with Windows. So kindly check with your keyboard on your Windows. So for me, hold on Command G, click one of the elements, hold on Command G on my keyboard, and then go ahead and hover. Option key. I'm so sorry. Hold on click one of the elements, hold Option key, and hover it to the next element. So I know the spacing between them. Same with others. Click one of the elements, hold on Option key on my keyboard. I think it is Alt key in the Windows, so I'm not sure. And then hover it to the next element. So that's how you know the spacing between the elements. So that's it. Next will be the community and resources. So resources is mostly, as you can see here. Right now, I can't discuss about components since we will be discussing that in the week 6 for the UI, since this is part of the design system. So we can go ahead and click plugins. For the plugins, we have different plugins in here. Like for example, you are looking for Figma or rename GPD. So you can go ahead and click run. And if you click run, there will be a pop-up in here that helps you to helps you to rename GPT and something like that. Or in the community, you can go ahead and search one of research icons or inspiration or design system. So you can go ahead and click one of these or search in here. Like for example, I want to search icons. So we can there's a lot of plugins in here, or you can go ahead and click one of this in your community. Next will be comments. For the comments, like for example, one of your classmates, you don't like the design of one of your classmates, right? You can go ahead and click this comment, add comment, and click the design that you don't like. Go ahead and click that and add a comment that I don't like this. And click enter. You can go ahead and see the comment, and you can react to this or reply or edit your comment. You can also, if you're done with the comments, you can go ahead and mark this as resolved, or you can go ahead and delete the thread. Also for the comments, you can go ahead and add images or mention someone. So lastly is how to rename the layers. So for you to rename the layers, as you can see, this is the layers, right? So for you to rename the layers, you can go ahead and rename the rectangles. For example, this rectangle to blah 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 or random text. Also, you can change the layers into dragging them. Or on your keyboard or on your mouse, you can go ahead and right click and bring them to front or back. So you can do that in here. Some bonus part, we can also group this design into group them. Like you can go ahead and click both of them, and on your keyboard you can use Command G to group them, or on your mouse you can go ahead and right click and use group selection. In order to ungroup them, right click again and ungroup selection. So that's how you group and ungroup them. Aside from that, we also have different in here, like for example, I want to hide them. So in order for you to hide them, you can also do it in here in layers. You can go ahead and hide them, so it's already hide, right? It's already hidden. We can also lock them, so you can do anything in here. For example, I want this to hide. I can click this design unless I unlock them in the layers. So yeah, that's it. Um, so that's it for Figma 101 workshop. I hope you guys learned everything in here. Also, if you don't want these your design file into black, you can go ahead and change the colors in here as well in the fill. So yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Once again, one of the importance in here is for you to create a file. Click the plus sign in here again, or in the home. You can go ahead and click the design file on Figma Jamboard. Also, do not forget that your file shouldn't be in drops, and it should be in team project. To remind you how to do that, in the drop down, go to project. Oops, sorry. Move, click move. And then, if you don't have any projects for now, click new team. Or if you're one of your team, select a team, and it should be in the team project, not in drops. It should be in team project. Click the team project and click move. And it shouldn't be untitled. It should be name of your project. Like for example, in your for example, in user persona, I ask you in here to rename your user persona activity. So for example, I want this to be named user persona activity, your name, and I want this to be Ali Miranda. So this should be name of your activity. Again, to submit your activity, you can go ahead and click share in here. Click share and copy link. Once you copy a link, you can go ahead and submit your grade. You submit your activity. Also, you can also change that into, you can change the settings in here. You can go, you can do what they can do. You can just change that into view or edit. For me, do not click to edit. So you don't want others to edit your file, right? So please click view instead. And do not use only invited people. Use anyone instead. All right? Again, to share your work, click share, copy link, and submit your work using that link. All right? Again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to message me. Email me to check that in here in about the course instructor. Email me in here in my UP email, admiranda3@upedu.ph, or if I haven't replied within 24 hours, please email me in my personal email, or before emailing me in my personal email, please post it in discussion forum, which is in here. All right, please read the instructions. So yeah, that's it for my Figma 101 workshop. Let me know if you have any questions. That's it. Thank you, everyone. Bye.